Not to imply anything, but a legionnaire who's going to leave the like on this video?
Eu entendi a referência.
I understood the reference. Hello guys. It's rocking and welcome to another video today. And man, as I am a self-proclaimed greatest nerd analyzer, I decided to navigate this sea of entertainment of the elderly in search of the greatest dollars ever seen. Because yes and no, don't try to understand. Actually, I don't even know why I am doing this. And well, this story begins with our brother being humiliated. Old habits never change. Our brother this time is Tom, esteemed user of written posters. Loser, because he's a nerd. Of course, the guy's evolved in a way nothing conventional to be able to send you psychologically using someone they are reaching a new level of enlightenment. You know, that would be simply putting a poster on their own back. Written loser. Okay, even knowing that the thing is just the drawing stays turned in Jiraiya, crossing the notebook with the force of hate using its grip, nothing conventional. And here I am thinking about the number of mechanical pencils that I already broke in life during class, only using it with this damn piece of plastic. Then comes the mech with this of crossing the fucking notebook. I'm with a plastic pen, yes. Plastic. My monkey brain can't process such information, even if the Our Condominium Guide project comes on. Proton Perform. Tawa also, again. The guy still has the audacity to ask, are you mad? I don't know precisely. The brother who is turned in Barona goes that the kid gets upset, arranged a shotgun that he makes everyone turn potato water. You never know, right? And some more too sincere. So I know that the extra, because he's not protagonist. Certainly they are creating a demon puppy, and they don't know what if the guy gets a wooden skewer and decides to make an extras barbecue. After a long time, our nerd suffering at the hands of this drug dealer, he decides to report the teacher, and guess what she does? This human-shaped security project simply ignores the kid's complaint and even laughs at him, and at those times should love to be able to eat your aunt. No, wait, to be able to help himself, of course, but this time he was ready. He knew this could happen, so he took out his beautiful shotgun. I swear he knows that this is a cow. It does what animal I think I missed? Let's try again. The nerd knows that this is a cow, does well. Wrong, uses drugs, miserable. And with that, he went to do the bang bang, everybody, but hitting everyone extras. It's the sound of the iron spitter. And so our brother woke up. Unfortunately, this was all a dream, and he didn't really bang bang with the teacher. But what if this wasn't a dream, man? I confess that this beginning got me. I think not even Ze Maria could stand up to this kid, let alone the master of the naughtiness. And now finally the story begins for real. Bought even this Croatia going on vacation to the camp, and the other is a guy who has surreal luck. The kid fell just in a little room of Z drug dealers. Will he shake the wand then between four walls? But back in the reverse story receives a message from a girl mocking him because he shared the room with his worst enemies. Luckily, he managed to change rooms at the last minute, with a beefcake brother in real life was what it should be. But the guy refused upon arriving at the camp. After a few flip-flops with the instructor, the students put the nerd as a mosquito killer private. During the dawn, the kid became practically a human insecticide with a right to fan and everything else. Sometime later, the story cuts to this girl who is in the bathroom to take a puff of electronics. Those differentiated puffs, you know, it's that type of girl who likes to do the forbidden hidden problem is that someone simply appears from beyond who felt the smell of smoke, and for some reason that person wanted to taste even the flavor. The biggest problem in this situation is that this person was not a person, she swung things. And it wasn't Claytonho. And well, man, apparently this girl was swung from better to worse. The worst of all is that this story takes place in the same universe than Sweet Home. So let's say we can expect quite insane things. And even after the girl went out of base, she can still go to a holiday camp as if nothing had happened in conversations elsewhere. House of the Good fighting among extras. And later, still the guys start doing balota. Or forcing him, it would be good to drink boat. Obviously, even with the nerd, Zay drug dealers still threaten the kid. And even if he keeps rejecting, saying he doesn't want to be a disgrace to his family since his father is hospitalized in serious condition, everything good. And so a supporting character in the force of hate, ready. This was between them and his father. The worst of all is that the brother chooses them to avoid getting hit. I don't know about you, but even if it was for take the beating, I would still choose my family. The question is that the guards would also choose a family of theirs. Or rather, the Mickey was called trash, even by the trash. And that's where I held back before arousing the real rural man. The gorilla returned, full of hatred, exhaling anger, and finally, the time when the MC will beat everyone who dares. If it were so, it would be too good to be true. Extra bang bang father. And since the protagonist still doesn't have a powder spitter, then let's go legwork. The kid ran as if there were no tomorrow. I'm already apologizing in advance for anything and everything, because in this video my sanity resigned, And yes, today I'm a little weird about the ideas, and it's not because I owe someone far from me one of those ha ha ha, something for the love of God, lend me 50 kilograms of Nutella, $140 million, and a camel with a haircut and a ruler. No, I'm not crazy, okay, I'm not crazy. I think I went a little overboard today. Morally, man, I never drink milk without shaking. Today we arrive as king of the Bang Bang family and Juninho das Matralhas only on shotguns. Ferret the dough in the extra. And by talking about shotgun, he's back our believes, who finds that famous powder conspirator next to a Corsa, flipped Corsa version truck. Of course, the extra who was following our nerd to beat him. My friend the guy almost gave him a sniff on the neck. Then he, in return for the shotgun, and even if it doesn't work out, the dude still threatens him. And I know every extra dreams of his protagonist. Trying to steal achievements inheritance wives, even there. I understand less the part of the wives, of course, but I'm the gunpowder hanger of the nerd. It's kidding me, right? At least I have to congratulate the unlucky, because not everyone would stand in front of these guys with a smile on their face. The guy has to have at least a steel chest, and that's where our gun becomes nerd, even because right there exists time for everything. Or are you going to let your buddy slip his hand on your gun all of a sudden? I don't know, these battles are as different as the next. So no more dawdling bang bang time, the nerd crossed Z-drug dealers. And it was so fast, but so fast that I don't even have time to put Linkin Park in the world, as I have monkey intellect. I still haven't been able to understand this here. It was a thing of the nerd's head. Or if they ran out of money and had to fire an extra, because the dude just disappeared fallen, he simply disappears or go talk. You need me to eat another piece of coal to understand this story, as guys, I think I discovered the secret to having a higher IQ. All you need, music. Sorry, but unfortunately, it's kind of broke, doesn't let me tell while my peaceful shadow calm and relaxing. I had the following thought. Why the hell is this kid so into a 32? I'll never know. I just know that conveniently, there's a flashback of him in Sweet Home playing the arcade game. My God, look, what a coincidence, it doesn't even look like. I had to read the story like an underscore. To be able to create this perfect moment with the script, to be able to talk about this part that doesn't fit anywhere in the story. And well, guys, I don't know how to explain this scene that will follow, so I'll do it in the least intelligent way possible. Because it's so strange, the scene of the cigarette girl, the macabre smile banquet of soft brain kid. After hearing that, who Usain Bolt to catch up with me, no one grabs my email from who's left. Your crazy hashtag say no to brain eaters. And unfortunately, the security didn't have the same idea as me. And well, I can't say much since they're no longer present to tell the story. Since the girl from your dough passed this glitch on them, in addition to the fact that he stole the heart of some. And finally, the remaining extras decide to flee. I mean, they even try to flee, only they didn't count that even the guards of the vacation camp were monsters screwed lucky that among them there was a physical education teacher. The guy already saw him hitting the chair on the security guard's head. The problem is that the security guard is a monster, and smashing his head with the bar chair doesn't make that much difference. So let's say the teacher was reduced to tomato juice after that. I think I'm gonna stay a long time without drinking juice, you know? And so this devil's CrossFit guy went to the first rich kid he saw and put his hose out the top of his head or polluted mind, piercing the kid's skull, entering his brain. And from now on, the monster has become a rich ring man. This scene was scary. Man, seriously. And tip of the day, never let a monster pass the hose on you. Who knows, man is talking about researching about the work of the video. And for something I don't know how it came into my head, I ask, how will the man of this work look in Spanish? So the guys come to me with the following name, Chico Shotgun. There now I've changed the character's name once and for all, which used to be Chiriño. Now he'll be called Chiquinho Bang Bang. And well, man, now open your bag of coal, put in the microwave for 3 minutes, adjust your spine, because today is the day of the incredible, the stupendous, the eater of expired Panetones. It's in the air, Chiquinho Bang Bang. And this time the work goes straight to the part of the guy who is passing the nerd's hose to be able to take over him. Then several other students started screaming. Asked not to go out with me, saying they are too young to die, man, being honest. Morally, the monsters here are not just cocaine shooters who use the tongue in various parts of the body, on the contrary of the reverse. They are intelligent, including the blonde in the arc was facing them, asking what kind of monster they are, because clearly you can see that they are quite smart. They only choose rich people to ride a car. Not even a middle-aged security guard showed up and only uses Wick's transformation. The guy turned into an emo, the rest of the dark nervousness. Yeah, an old retiree pensioner from INSS turned into funk and was about to die. Seriously, man. I also want to become a dark restart when I hit my 50s. Where do I sign up for that to happen? The law of restart seemed like a wall, it was so big. He's still a metal detector. The guy goes up without noticing the girl was holding a blade inside her blouse. But then, man, the tongue goes there. Sure, it was almost a base hit just now. But now is the time, that moment where Chikinho Big Bang shows up to send everyone to base. Not just the monsters, but everyone. Chikinho is famous for listening to Give 32. The kid was already full of hatred, wanting to be a Avenger class that did bony with him. Then the first guy he came using his tongue in a strangely peculiar way. Okay, that's gross. I thought it was impressive with such grandiosity that even his legs were trembling. The guy is going to pass out on the girl, not ready. Lucky that the blonde screams in the kid's ears for him to turn back to us. Then the monster says to him, "You seem weak, and weak things deserve to die." You said die. One thing I tell you, never mess with Chikinho when he's nervous. Your days may be numbered. And the most incredible thing is the security insurance issue seems to have some kind of special bullet, because check out this green pumpkin. Chikao devoured the guy's arm on the first kiss. And from what I could gather in this story, the monsters are also afraid of this weapon. Apparently, it doesn't seem like any ordinary weapon. You know, in this Cole romance. It even completes with a touch of mystery. You're crazy. I'm getting more and more the sword looking at this stuff. I'm just going to heat up that amazing instant noodle with that seasoned seasoning while I enjoy this wonderful work. Back to the story. Don't mess with it. Every blonde seems to be the only one who doesn't belong to the primate mode and tells everyone to scatter to get out alive, since these monsters have an inexplicable craving to taste extras. Then suddenly, the security guard jumps Funk 4 meters high, swinging his sausage up to all the extras, and suddenly the same monster goes straight up to Brota, and out of nowhere, the beast leaves his field of view to be able to hammer her from behind, but he didn't count it was going to be just headshots, my friend. I won't say much, but it was just gourmet beating, and it didn't end there. You know, the other security guard already goes straight to the extra to use as a hostage to go towards our nerd, thinking he won't shoot because he's a fellow classmate. But the monster didn't count on our geek being a bullying neighbor of mine, and who wouldn't hesitate a bit if it were to not hit the extra. More or less just to turn the sausage uncle into minced meat. What the monsters don't know is that this 12 wasn't meant to sift them, but the silver class itself. So I call Nervous and say to transform the extra into ground beef fleeing the scene. In moral, Uncle Silver sent a lot in this chapter. You're crazy. It was just a responsible shot, you know. The guy alone made me with the extra cast they didn't do together. No need even for a hacker system when you have a beautiful shotgun. But also, as you are considered gunpowder, it would be the best way to fight against these monsters. And the Shadowman, the monsters in the nervous tongue fleeing Chikao, this differentiated race, the guys also have a Periri peepee and a smoke curtain. And it ended with the respawn of extras. The guys left so fast that they even left the air leakage on the ceiling. After that, with this new version of the sunroof, cut the place directly from the place, ask Chikinho where he got the capybara taster, and obviously our coach doesn't answer, even though there are awkward historical about characters hiding secrets that wouldn't make any difference in the plot, right? Still hiding the survivors of the Minecraft hardcore mode version monster gathered in a small room with the teacher that Silver wanted to give a nice massage with his 32 on his forehead during his dreams. Boy, he's sent to meet the demon Repel so quickly that this bullet would be... And good man, back to the subject. She's still disbelieving of everything that happened so much that I even thought it was a lie because she wasn't there when the nervous tongue passed the car all over the world. So the obvious question was whether he would have called the police or not. Only they didn't count on the monster's cunning that destroyed all the signal towers, leaving them without phone and internet signal. And no matter how many times they try, no cell phone. Even the slightest area after that is back to our Chikinho, right? I'm going to pope with the blonde. She takes off her shoe. Let the extra who had already gone from base pass to the nerd, since his foot is just dust after that run in the middle of the forest barefoot, since he's the only one who has a way to hammer these monsters using only a metal waist spitter. The fatty even tries to grab her Reddy, but how about Reddy already goes sending that reel? You know that if the fatty puts his hand on the shotgun, my friend, the thing will boil. He'll make that fatty lose weight on the bullet after much talk between them. The blonde asks, which of the teachers happened to come by car to get them out of there, and they say it was the physical education teacher, the one who took a whack from the crossfire monster. So the little gang joins together and goes in search of the car, which would be a group of 3 people. The nerd with his shotgun, bang bang. The blonde with her above-average intelligence, and a 3-meter CrossFitter like a tank that does nothing but silver. He's still full of hatred and points the gun at the blonde, saying he doesn't care about the human project like them, and that he's going to take the car and bolt alone, but once. Right, always right, Silver? Because the kid was just daydreaming in real life. He didn't say absolutely anything about it. He's famous for being a guy and not knowing how to sing during the walk. The girl asks how he found that shotgun, and he explains that he found it in the forest while he was running from the bully boy barefoot and about finding her the next one, a truck. And when he explains what was inside the truck, the work literally does the suspense and cuts fast. Knife is Tramontina, man. Seriously, I smell the smell of something important for the work. But then again, maybe there's even a demon or not in there dancing funk. As soon as he arrives at the shed where the physical education teacher went to check if there's coal in heaven, he finds the car key in his pocket. Then they unlock and run to the car, and guess who was in front of the car? Yes, Jurema, from the nervous tongue, that sensation of her tongue like no one gives, even afraid. But then my man is here. The peculiar accepts a kiss from Jurema. If you accept, I'll tell you one thing. This one has a tongue that breaks barriers, including the car's cap in high speed, flipping down the hill. Silver almost goes for good in this game, and my friend was so strong, that another flashback appeared with the switch home nerd. And man, this flashback lasted literally the whole chapter of the Protex, complaining that he suffered bullying. And for it seems amazing in this whole joke, the Jurema arrives at school, and the girl is like just the hate sending a high frame tremble on the tongue, and she just arrives as invading, bursting all the videos, sending 2 base insurance, not just slap and no. Unfortunately, this time it's not a slap on the hottie, and when I was about to make a triple kill and send the 3rd extra appear nailed in her movement, and the nerd sends her straight to the Bone Uncle's lap. But Jurema, she's smart. She's not just any monster, she offers the chance to let him go. She wasn't going to do anything to him. She just wants to hammer all the insurance around. He almost accepts the offer as more the blonde one makes it real, saying that Jurema is a monster, that she just wants to accept me, and even if he tries to leave there, she would go after him. Then she slaughters Jurema and my friend. They were Presti in the head because she has a life of her own, has the artillery hack of archers. And I know the head appears. She is received with an arrow right in the middle of her forehead. Jurema even thought that nothing would happen, but the nerd's cartridge was a differentiated bullet, so the blonde used the liquid from the bullet to make a modified arrow. So arrowed now the thing is getting crazy, you know? Because it's not just the poor spitter. In the joke, the arrow girl is on fire too. My partner. And now let's go straight to her. Now that doesn't lose her head, because she has a life of her own. Our dear sister, headless Jurema, and she's already like shooting that 1v1 creation with the blonde. And now the question that doesn't want to shut up, who won this duel? Jurema. Airhead or 6th grade archer, she's my most sincere opinion, and I don't know. But I still think that the archer wins, even because who would be sick enough to send off the most charismatic person in this work, beyond the protagonist's own hallucinations and craziness? Or I think it would be you over there on the other side. Or maybe it would be Marcos, with that video from the middle of the lolly, back to the tight ride of Mount, and she's working more or less like this, hit the arrow. I take the tongue, man, by the looks of it. Someone killed a lot behind the blonde, but the blonde is prepared. She was a soldier and shot an arrow at Jurema's head, and the thing was so strong, she almost lost her head again. And to complete it, has him our protagonist who just came out of the closet going straight to stick the claw in Jurema, man. Straight talk. Could it be me down here enough to think and make the header with this stylish flyer? Go ahead, it's the best thing about all this, is that our Chikinho, a Bang Bang, is powerful. You know, the guy is literally crushing everything he sees sometime later. The physical education teachers, the famous Maramba CrossFitter, manages to get out of the car after that accident, and seeing all the mess that happened, including the headless Jurema on the ground, and suddenly, the work cuts once again, is a totally different acceptance. The future place with 2 girls walking at night with a flashlight in hand. And let's say that there are some very peculiar noises happening, but in reality, it was from students hidden in the dark of a cave, and look now, they're totally reunited. They're the main ones who bullied Chikinho. Then they start talking about how much they their shotgun gorilla so strong that they can easily lower these monsters. And it was there in the helmet hair that sends the following phrase, kill monster. It may be easy, but now humans I'm sure he wouldn't have the courage to shoot that shotgun at us. What do you think? Do you even think that kid sees us as human? After all we've done is boy to our Chikinho shotgun. Those kids there are worse than the devil himself. It's like that phrase that became famous on the internet a little while ago. Bullying only ends when it's me. I'm not going to complete. It would be our dear YouTube in an arrow with strength. While they talked, I suddenly went into the forest, a light that probably should be a flashlight, but is it worth it? I went there to see, because at this point you can't tell who's disguised demon or who's human. But apparently it was just a child, but why the hell do I have a procedure that this girl isn't so human after all? And it was at this point that the hairy one became all rebellious, already arrives, pointing a piece of wood in the girl's face saying that he was the true monster, and man, things started to get a little different. The girl walks into his eyes and says, "I'm not a monster, or the monster here is you little ___." Kid, I shivered. Probably it was this girl that he changed for good when he was still a child. This guy is a real monster, especially since he was ready and simply gave her a blow to the head, and look, she hadn't even revealed anything yet. The guy just I caught tap, and still threatens his friends for them to say that he's a monster, because if not, the shit is going to hit the fan even for them. Apparently in this work, it's not just the protagonist who's there to hear various ideas, ___, is that this girl never transformed at any time, but wait, the girl barely appeared. She already went from base Alex, she's with the arrow blonde, and she's also today bandaging her foot that was injured by her run, when she had fled from the nerd straight to the forest, and that was in the first chapters of this work, and she still apologizes to the Prota for calling him a loser. Or this guy is being pretty strong by the way that even with his foot completely injured, he managed to save the whole class. Well, I just wanted to smash everyone who was there present, but after this little climate between the blonde and our protagonist, will something good happen, man? This we'll only find out in the next video. So guys, that's it for today, and once again we're back with this dubious content. If you liked the video, leave a like, and don't forget to comment on what you thought. We are out, thanks. See you later, and subscribe.